All right, this is going to be an introduction to Toon Boom Harmony. You'll see here that it's on my desktop. I double-clicked on it, and I've named this introduction. And then I have to tell it where I want my animation to be saved. Now, our animations are going to be quite large, so in order for everything to be saved properly, we have extra space on a driver. It's called a shared directory or a shared driver. Let me show you where that's at. If I go to Browse, I will go to this PC, and you'll see a bunch of networks down here. There's network locations. You guys have access to this, my documents, but also you have access to Student Share. Most of your things should go into Student Share. Why? Because we have enormous files, and there's a little extra space put on for you by our districts so that you can save those enormous files. So you open Student Share, you go to Animation Students, and there will be a folder for you. Let's say if I was Weber, go to the folder, select folder, and then I would create my scene. And I can see here it's in the S drive, it's under Animation Students, Weber, it's the right place. I'm going to create my scene. You'll see over to the right here, there's other scenes that I've created. I could click on those if I wanted to open one of those scenes. If they're saved in the proper place, they should be no problem opening them. And it might take a second to create the scene. All right, when you get to Toon Boom, you'll see that this right here is the camera space. Anything drawn out of the camera space, like over here, will be not seen in the actual video. So this is good because if you want to draw something, a character, and then have him enter at a certain time, you can have him, or partially enter, you can have him on the side. If you look at this, there's a couple different things I want you to notice. All your tools are here, right? So you could draw something. So you see I've made a box here with this tool here. I could color it in. Anything that's colored needs to be completely boxed in, or can be a complete circle. So I can color this in. That's weird, it's kind of doing something funky there. I can create a new color, which is down here, by just pressing Add Color, and then you double click on it, and I can make any color I want. I can even go up here, I could call it dark blue or whatever color I want. Right? And that will be down here now. And I could use that to color in my box. All right? Here's the thing that's really good too, is that if you mess up, you can always just use this undo or Control Z. So I'm going to do that right now. I don't want that box, so I'm going to take this box. Oh, there's the red box. I can go back, and all the coloring I did, done. There's an eraser function. There's a text function, so I can type in text if I'd like. The text ends up showing right here, and I can change whatever text I want it to be. I want it to be large or whatever, right? I can say text. Hopefully it'll work. There we go, text, right? All right there. Again, I'm going to undo that. I want that. I have a brush or a pencil. What's kind of cool is you can make your brush or your pencil a bigger size, and you can make it really smooth. So let me show you this. If I use this pencil, for example, and I draw something, and I maybe make it this size. If I draw something and go like this, it's exactly like it should be. It's exactly like it should be, but it's exactly the way I drew it. But if I increase the smoothing, you'll see it stretches, it makes it smooth. It's good if you draw a circle. You can make the circle look more perfect, right? Instead of if I were to do this and draw a circle and my mouse was messing up, it would look kind of awkward. All right, I can undo that. All right, now we're going to look down here, and this is called your timeline. On the timeline, you'll see there's individual cells down here that are called cells or frames. Each of these right now is set up so that it goes to 60. I can continue that if I'd like with this marker here. 80. You see this is FPS, that's frames per second. That's how many frames will play in 1 second of video. 24 is a lot of pictures to be drawing for 1 second. I like to take it down to 12, but I don't like to go more than that or less than that. It seems to be a little bit too slow for people if it's less than 12. So 12 frames per second will basically be, for every 12 drawings I do, it'll be 1 second of video. So I'm going to draw here a background. I'm going to double click on this because it's already a drawing element, and I'm going to call it background. These are called layers. I want you to imagine that each layer that I have on this timeline is like pieces of paper stacked on each other. I'm going to create another layer by doing this plus sign. And I'm going to call this, let's call it fish. And I can add another one if I'd like, or I could just add and close. So I'm going to do that. So I'm going to briefly show you how I would create a background. I'm going to make sure I'm clicked on the background. I'm going to create something so simple, just to show you. Right? I'm going to color it in this blue color that I already have here. Oh, it's so weird how it's doing this. My computer's glitching, of course, because I'm doing this. And I could make another color if I wanted by adding a color, double-clicking on it, choosing a color that I want, calling it something, and I could color that in too, right? I've just changed the color. Of course, it's glitching out. I don't know why, but it's happening. Okay, so now I got a background, and you'll see that it's only for 1/12 of a second, because you see I drew it here, right? And I go here, it's not on. I go there, it's on. So I can continue by pressing the F5 key. And what that does is, if I press the F5 key, you'll see how long I want my frame to be exposed for. So I have about 70 seconds or 70 frames here, or cells. So I'm going to go all the way to 70. Okay. Now I have a blue background. Now I'm going to go to my fish layer, which is going to be on top of my blue background. I'm going to draw a quick fish here. You see I started off with blue, but I can change that. All right, okay. So I'm going to take this here, I'm going to make my fish red, and I'm going to change the color of my fish outline to black. Easy to do, it should be anyways. Of course, things are glitching out again. Okay, so I got my general fish there. And you'll see they're on 2 layers. There's a reason for that, and that's because everything that I draw, I want to make sure that everything that I want to make move, I want to make sure is on a different layer. So I have a fish, and you'll see he disappears there when I get to there. He's still there, but I need to press F5 if I want him to be there for as long as it says. 7. That's it. I'm going to show you a little bit more about what that means to have a different layer and a background by making things move. But right now I just wanted you to get familiar with the different tools on this side, and that these were layers and that these are frames.